So, good evening. So remember I told you last time that, I was saying in the previous video that all nations are run by the military. There is no nation that is not run by the military. I remember making a video talking about democracy, how democracy came about. How did we move from king rulership to political democracy? And the theory I gave is that a long time ago, when the king's subjects were displeased with the king, there could be a revolution in the land. They would just go and decapitate the king. Okay, so over centuries, kings recognize that in order for them to keep their power, they need to hide. They must not be known that they are kings. So the first tacit move was to have what you call parliament. I think it still exists, not I think, I know it still exists in Britain. What you have in Britain, you've got a monarch and you've got a democratic system, some kind of council that has got some representatives of the commons. They call it the House of Commons. You know why? Because it's representing the common people, the ordinary people. But in Buckingham Palace, the sort of common person that's the king. So over time, other kings, other countries realize that if you still have a king, you still have a risk. The way you mitigate that risk is to become a king in secret. What that means is you keep the democracy, the House of Commons, or what you call House of Parliament, or in the United States they're going to call it the Senate or whatever. But essentially that is the face of the representatives that the people vote for. But beyond the voters, there is actually a king in any country. Democracy on its own, without a king behind it, cannot work in any country. What's going to happen is just chaos. I can prove to you by just giving you examples. Actually, we can prove because these kings are hidden. I can tell you that the American country is called the kings. Whether it's a person or it's a group of people, but there is a king beyond the American government. That's why some people call it the swamp, or they call it the revolving door. They call it. They come up with. Hey, this woman is making too much noise. How can I make a video when someone is making noise? Say it again. I didn't record.
Zondo.
Yes.
The Commissioner of South Africa. The best.
Thank you. So the commission. Yeah. Okay, as I was saying that every country, every democracy that is stable, there is someone behind it. All right. You can see unstable countries. It means that those that are behind it, or there's no one really who wants it to be stable. What we have is that we have the military government, and those militaries, because they don't understand how to stabilize the country, they think that they must be in politics as president or vice president or taking over. They don't understand that when you do that and you are a military, you are actually destroying the whole idea of democracy. The idea of political democracy was for those who really run the country to not to be seen by the public. Okay. Now, what I'm saying might be controversial to other people, but that is how countries work and run. Any country without any king in the background or a group of kings, you can call them oligarchs, you can call them whatever derogatory term you want to call them, but at the end of the day, they are the people that actually keep the system intact. They keep the system from falling apart. You understand? So in countries where we don't have people like that, their nations are in turmoil. There is always a military coup after another, and the military becomes that power, but it fails to understand its mandate and its positioning as kings in a nation. You understand? But of course, we also have international kings, which means that even the nations themselves, they do not rule themselves. There's also other kings on top. people talk about sovereignty, it doesn't really exist as you think. There is no sovereignty as the politicians tell us. You are only as sovereign as the kings who are in the background allow you to be. Do you understand? If you wanna read, if you want me to give you a biblical perspective, Jesus spoke about the servant who was given 1 talent, 5 talent, and 10 talents. All right, and then one who had 1 talent was lazy, and other one who had 5 who had worked and made 10. And he said that the king comes from a distant land and interrogates the servants and rewards the one who was faithful and obedient, and then terrorizes the one who was not. So that parable isn't just talking about stuff that's going to happen in heaven. Even right here on earth right now, there is kings. See, some people do not know. Some people do not know. Even some presidents. Some people can just become president of a country and they think that they are the biggest. They do not know that there is somebody higher than you. But you do not know that. Maybe you were not initiated to be told that, no, boy, you are the leader of a country. But your country, who created that country? Who made the country? Why is it a country? Why is it even recognized and respected as a country? Who did all that and who's maintaining it? And you were just put there to be responsible for the talent in that country. So when the Lord comes, when the Lord of the country comes, whoever is the king of the world, or whoever are the kings of the world, whoever are the kings of the world, the king of the earth is sent to watch over Zimbabwe. When he or she comes and finds the servant not doing their job, they will remove that servant. The Bible itself says that the king will come and remove you. The Bible. So this is biblical. So when we talk about governments that misuse their people, undermine their people, thinking that no, we are sovereign, we are the powerful ones, we are the military, we are the police, we are the CIO, we are the everything. Nobody is above us. Oh, America can go to hell. America this. America is not America. Okay, let me break it down to you. America is not America. What do I mean by that? There is some other people behind other people that God has put in there. And when God says to them, go and do this and go and check on the nations that I told you to overlook and see if everything is okay, they come and see in your country that things are not right. They remove you, whichever way they remove you. So this is the message that the Lord gave me yesterday. I didn't make the video yesterday, but the Lord gave me this message yesterday that I should actually make a video concerning, specifically concerning Zimbabwe, about the fact that, and the Lord was showing me the people that are running Zimbabwe in political space, and those that are in business, those essentially that have got these links. We can call it the what you call it, that empire or that gang, that group of people that actually run Zimbabwe, that have got that have consolidated political power, and they use political power for business purposes so that they can dominate across industries, so that they can close the economy and close the rest of the Zimbabweans out, so that the few of them benefit at the expense of everybody else. And they believe, the Lord was showing me that these people believe that no one is going to remove them. They believe that they are in power. They believe that their power is Satan. It's Satan. No one is going to be able to remove them. But God said that He can remove them as quickly as that. So the king is going to come. You do not know who the king is, and you do not know how the king operates. The king will come and remove people that really have to be removed if they do not do what the king says they must do. And as a prophet, they are speaking and telling you what the king says, and you refuse. This is the second message. This is a very important part. The important part of the message was that these people, they are arrested, seated as if like no one's gonna touch them. It says, and they think that they are strong. However, this is what the Lord says. They think that they are strong, but they actually are not strong. They are weak and they are cowards. The Lord said to me that the moment I hit them once, or the moment I appear once, they are going to jump off. I saw someone jumping off a chair. He says they're going to jump off and run to the airport. And he says some of you are not going to make it to the airport. And there are some people that are gonna make to the airport and run away. When on that day, on that faithful day of the Lord, read the Bible. The Bible talks about the day of the Lord. It says, who will stand on that dreadful day of the Lord? So there is a dreadful day of the Lord coming even for that nation of Zimbabwe. There's a dreadful day of the Lord, the day of the Lord. So that who are you happy to see the day of the Lord? You say, you read the Bible very well, because the day of the Lord it's going to be tough for some men. God said to me, I must tell you in Harare there, some of you are going to run to the airport. Very few of you are disturbing me. The few of you are going to make it, but there's some many of you that are not going to make it. You're going to be stuck in Harare the day that the Lord comes. It's called the day of the Lord. Read the Bible very well. So as a prophet of the Most High God, I came here to warn you there in Harare. Just do not rest on your laurels. Don't rest and say that you have got all the power. Don't say that you have consolidated power. You have not consolidated heaven the power. Heaven the power is take care of my flock. Simon Peter, do you love me? Take care of my sheep. Do not eat my sheep. Take care of my sheep. Amen.